G'day mate and welcome back to Capital History with me, Judy. In today's episode, I want to get some loading stations built because we've got some unloading stations. We've got some unloading stations in the middle of our industrial area, far away from the town, but what I don't have is I don't have a way of loading up a train. So today, what I want to do is I'm going to get a couple of loading stations. I'm going to need a loading station for iron because we're running out of the iron mine slowly, but it's also in my way, so I would like to run through it quickly. I'd also need to set up a loading station for limestone because it happens to be nearby, sand because our beach is slowly disappearing, also copper because it also happens to be nearby. So we need to build 4 loading stations. Also, I need a loading station for rock because every single mine that I've ever built seems to have a lot of rock also included, which is a bit of unfortunate because I end up throwing all of that in the sea. So that's going to be today's plan, but I can't get today's plan until I ask you that very important question. Of course, the important question being, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like of the video. Didn't enjoy the video? Yeah, didn't think it was worth your like? Then by all means, you can have your like back. But please, don't ask to load yourself into my trades. All right, first thing we need to do is, with our unloading stations up and placed, I need to get some loading stations. Where are we putting our loading stations out here? Why? Because I happen to have iron here, I happen to have copper, I also happen to have limestone, and I also happen to have some sand. So this has all the ingredients that I need in the not too distant future. First thing I want to do is I'm going to use blueprints. Of course I'm going to use blueprints because I want to get an intersection. I want to get a green max speed non-blocking junction in the right-hand drive. I want to put that, right about there, which leads to a small problem. There's some stuff in the way. Can I actually put you there? Can I trim off those extra 2 tiles? And actually, it doesn't matter what's on the right-hand side. Can I take that? Oh, hang on. There's the right-hand drive version. That's left-hand drive version. Can we put down the right-hand drive version? Very important. Cool. Can I trim the 1 tile off there? Can I take this? And can I put this, right there? That's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. There, cool. All right, so that's where that needs to go, except I have a couple of problems. 1, I have floating tracks. 2, I have some other infrastructure in the way. So we're going to obviously remove that bit of infrastructure, remove that bit of infrastructure, remove that. Thank you. And that, and that. Cool. Also at the same time, I'm going to remove that section, and I'm going to remove that section. Cool. With that done, we should be able to go back into our blueprints, grab the blueprint. Actually, no, they're going to have to go away. Can I get you removed? And can I get you removed? Awesome. Now we can take our right-hand junction and put you over the top of the existing tracks, like so. And that should be our main line in and done. Cool. Can I get that being built? Also, at the same time, can I get a crossing? I'm going to throw a crossing here. That's as close as I can get it. And we're going to have the crossing be built. All right, now, I need to have loading stations here. Now, I've spent, as I said, a little bit of time working with trains already, and I have a number of different train stations set up. Well, designed at least. I want station stackers. First off, let's talk through some station designs. All right, I have, this is flat. Okay, can I have you? You are a very, very simple main line. On top of that, you have a green. It's very important. I specify this as green. This is why it's very large. Turn off the main line so we can come through it here at max speed, bring a train into the station to stop, and then also max speed to get back onto the main line. This is good if you want a high-speed train that's going to get off the main line in a hurry, and also if it has to turn around, so i.e. we're coming set direction. We are coming from the opposite direction, so we're coming this way, and you need to get into that station. You need to exit here. You have a green max speed and also minimum angle incline with a maximum angle decline to get off the main line, turn around, get into the station, and then potentially turn around and get back onto the main line. Okay, so that's the green one. Green one, high speed, very, very handy. Then, of course, I have a yellow version. Yellow version, slightly smaller because yellow turns are a little bit faster, but this has no limit on the speed of the trains. This brings the speed limit of the trains down to 60 kilometers per hour. So a little bit slower, but a little bit more compact. Finally, that's not the button I wanted. Where are we? Finally, over here. I have a green on and off the main lines and a red turn. Okay, so this is max speed off the main line, mainly because I have the space to do it, and then a red turn. So being that they're red turns, that means if the train leaves the station and needs to go back the direction it came from, It has a nice gentle incline because I don't need it to be too much faster, and then a very sharp turn here, which means around this corner we're going to be limited to 40 kilometers per hour. But as the train has just started leaving the station, it's probably okay that we have a max speed of 40 because it's probably not going to get up to 40 till it's sort of getting out of the end of this station. Things that I should mention is if the train, that being any part of the train, including the very, very end carriage of the train, happens to be in this turn, then the whole train is limited to 40 kilometers per hour. Once we get out, it is a yellow back onto the main line. Actually, I think that's a green. Pretty sure that's actually a green. No, it's a yellow. No, it is a green. Okay, it's a green back on the main line, so we get max acceleration. And, well, this is a shallow decline, because honestly, it doesn't matter, because your chances are you still got the tail in, in the curve. So you're not going to get too much advantage of the speed increase from exiting the ramp until you're, well, most of the way down anyway. Anyway, so this is a red version. Red version means tighter corners, also means a smaller overall footprint. If we compare the red version to the green version, we can see there's a significant amount of space savings right there. So they are 4 different designs. If you want to start playing with very simple stations, very simple setups, to get one thing loaded and unloaded at a time. On top of that, I have, well, a mixed station which does a little bit of everything. So this is designed to have fuel, if you wish to have fuel being delivered. We have a fuel train that can come in here, a little bit of a shorter fuel train to drop fuel off, which then provides the local mining crew with fuel locally, and also trains, if they wish to come in here, they can come into this fueling station. Then we have a rock station designed just to picking up rock, and then finally have 2 shorter loading stations for ore, whatever ore you happen to decide. What I'd really like to do, normally for a single mine, is I'd like to set up something like this. Except, small minor problem, I am not picking up 1 ore, I'm picking up, 1, 2, 3, 4 ores. So, this is going to be a little bit small for what I actually need in the long run. On top of that, I have decided, after a little bit of experience playing with trains, a single 60 pipe running the full length of the map moves more fuel per minute than a number of trains do. So I'm actually not going to be shipping around fuel anywhere with trains. I'm going to be just running pipes because they're just cheaper and they actually move a lot more material per minute than what the train does. So I need to build something a little bit custom, but I do want parts of this. So we're actually, yeah, I want parts of this. So can I pull this and can I put this actually right the way down here? Can I put this right the way down here out of my way? Cool. So that way I can grab parts off it. All right. First thing I want to do is probably reconnect the water and the fuel. Can I have you? Reconnect straight back into there. And can I have the fuel? Hello? There. Cool. Can I have you also reconnect? Here. And here. Cool. All right, can I have both those reconnected? All right. Next thing I want to do is I want to plan for some loading and some unloading. So we already have a basic loading station. Actually, I have a... No, I deleted them. Okay, can I have a loading station? It is the exact opposite of an unloading station, just running reverse. So I want to have a station that looks something like this. Cool. You go there. All right. On top of that, I want to have a stacker. I've found with trains in Capital Industry, depending on how you want to set them up, you can have just a stacker at the destination. So your idea being that once they go and unload, they can then come over here and sit in the stacker waiting to be reloaded if there's no resources available. And then once they're full, they can just drive over to the unloading station, drop off at the unloading station, and come straight back to the stacker and live in the stacker unless they're on the tracks driving. Or you can have a stacker at both ends. So, or actually, let's go back one step. Or you can have a stacker at the unloading end. So the idea is they're going to come out here as soon as they're full of resources. They head back to here and they just sit here waiting to be unloaded. If they can't unload, well, then they just hang around and wait. That is another option as well. Your last option is having a stacker at both ends. One I am going to be running in this particular run is I'm going to be running stackers at both ends because I found it's the best of both methods. It means I can have all the trains parked out here waiting to pick up resources, and I can also have a limited number, because I'm sharing a stacker, a limited number of trains out here waiting to unload resources, as I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 station or eight lanes, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 unloading stations, it means I can really only have 1 train in the station plus 1 train in the stacker. So I'm a little bit limited on my unloading, but definitely on my loading, I want to make sure I have plenty of room for trains to load up or potentially wait to be loaded. So what I want to do is I want to get the 6-lane one-sided stacker. Why? Because this should fit my needs of... Okay, flip you there. Cool. And more importantly, I also need to have a station at the end. The reason for the station at the end is it means I can tell them, hey, no matter what, I want you to come here. You're not going to be called stand waiter. Cool. I need you to come to here. I need you to come to this station, and then once you've come to the station, you can then head on to the unloading station. You can, by all means, remove this. You don't technically need it. And how I want to do this. Let's do it without. Let's do it without, because I know in the future I'm probably going to do it. Well, no, actually, let's do it with. Let's do it with this time. Then in the future I'll do it without. Can I put a station there, and then can I have just 1 piece of track? I need to have 1 piece of track, so this station doesn't attach these modules. Otherwise, the game gets very confused, and in fact, the game just stops you doing it. You cannot have 2 stations. Oh. Copy. You just told me I couldn't do that. Can I give you a different name? Ah, that's why. Okay, because you had a different name. I need to have a different name no matter what. Okay, I put you there. Oh, we now have microchip production in Mark II. Cool. I have construction parts 3 or 4. I do. I don't have any wood. That's a whole separate issue. Can I have... Hang on. Before I do this, microchip machine Mark II needs 500 kilowatts. The teraflops are fine, but the kilowatts might not be. We're going to leave that because I'm sitting right on the edge when it comes to power. Yeah, okay. All right. We'll worry about that in a little bit. All right. So I want to have this set up, but then I need to have 4 of them, 1 for each of the different resources. So can I flip you? Can I put you here? Because I don't actually need any extra space. And in fact, due to the width of our stations, I'm actually going to remove both those and therefore have not a lot of extra room. So that's going to be our plan. All right. So I want to have this, but I want to have this doubled because I have I have 4 resources I want to pick up. On top of that, I want another station, and this is going to be exclusively for picking up rock. So for picking up rock, I'm going to want a station very similar to this, except I do want to make some modifications. Can I put you there? Cool. Rather than only picking up 8 wagons worth, I want to pick up, well, a few more. Just 1 or 2. Yeah, just a little bit more resources at the same time because I'm just picking up rock. Because I'm just picking up rock, I don't mind if the train has to hang around for a little bit longer. I do need to probably double the front end. Can I move you back to here so you're lined up? Can I also get some bit of track because we do need to remember that every single train locomotive that we're using, because steam is the exception, is 5 tiles in length. As the train stations are only 2 tiles in length, I need to add 3 tiles at the front, so we have a point of reference when it comes to our trains themselves. So I want to potentially double the amount of locomotives that we have pulling this. So I want to, just move you to the right. I'm going to need to have enough room. Trains. Buildings. This is enough room for 3 locomotives. I want to add potentially 3 more. Now I can add just empty modules. They cost me 5 construction parts each, so not too expensive. My other option is, if I know exactly how big they're going to be, being this big, I can just add train track instead. Can I bring you to here? Cool. It means the nose of the train is going to end up sitting through to this point, even though, it's parked up neat at the front of the station and has all the modules at the other end for loading up all the rock. Okay, can I put you here? My other option is I could have a train that was even longer than this, and it pulled through the station, slowly loading up more rock as we go. Actually, that's probably a better option. Yeah, let's do that instead. Let's cut down on my amount of resources needed. Okay, can I bring you all the way back to... Actually, can I leave you where you were? And we now know that I'm planning for I'm planning for a train that is this amount of locomotives longer. So I need to know the total length of the train. Total length of the train is going to be from this point to this point. So it's going to be 110 tiles in length. And I want enough room to park another 110 tiles behind it. That could be a problem. Okay, I don't have that much room. Let's split the difference and go with about there. So if I remove 5 tiles from here, being 1 locomotive, and then I can move everything forward. That's the tile. Yep. So I can build, and then I cut 4 off here as well. So that means my new train length is from this tile to here, 85. And then if I take 85 and I put 85 on 85, that is long enough. Okay, so the train is going to be either 3 diesel or 4.5 hydrogen, which is going to be a little bit of an oddball. And then we're going to have 8, 12. We're going to have 12 rock modules. Yeah, for just loading up stone. Okay, can I have a main line through here? All right, so I need to get all of these plugged into the input. The exit from the main line. Can I cut this lot? And can I put it... Well, actually, it really doesn't matter where I put it for right now. So can I put you here? All right. Can I see if I can make this turn? So this to... Okay. This to... can I change you to be yellow? Because I don't want to lose too much speed coming off the turn. Okay, can I bring you to there? All right, if I have that, that's our yellow in. Okay, or yellow off the main line. Can I cut all of this again? Can I slide it out of my way? And then can I put this part about here somewhere? Cool. Can I tracks? Set direction, flip the direction, go. That's what I want. All right, can I hopefully move this to further down here? Cool. All right, can I take this? All right, so this is going to be our loading. And oh my god, the things just fit. Okay, can I put this here? All right, so can I have you? Plus, can I have you? Plus, can I have... well, I'm going to have to hand build that one. So can I bring this into there? Okay, can I bring this back to one of these connections? Preferably not that one. I don't mind the orange right at the end. That should be fine. Red. I don't mind the red at the end, although they are very gross and overlapping one another. Can I have you go... I have nothing but bad choices. Okay, can we go with... There? Sure. All right, and then the rock one can get plugged in there. Great. All right, so that's going to be our loading up of resources. And now I'm looking at this. Can I made this straight. Okay, this is a plan. Let's put our plan over here. Can I remove all of our plan? If you came in straight. Please, just stay. Thank you. All right, can you go to here? Sure. Can you go to here? Preferably not. Okay, that's better. All right, can you go to here? Fine. Can you go to here? Come on, give me a yellow. Look, just force the issue. Can I have yellows? Okay, you're all yellows. Great. Can I cancel this one? Can I go from here to something? That works. That's all. Oh, that doesn't work. That works. Okay, that's all yellows. Can I cancel you? Cancel. And cancel. And cancel. And cancel. Okay. Can I go from here? Can I go back to here? Yes. Okay. And can I go from here back to here as well? Great. All right. That's what we're going to do instead. Can I cut this out? Can I remove that pile of mess and that out? And can I then take all of our mess, including some little bits of some extras. And can I plug that there? Okay, that is our start. Okay, now, from here, I need to get the trains back out. I need to go to over there. I know for a fact this is about as small as I can make a turn with a raise. I don't really need the raise. In fact, I definitely don't need the raise because we're not going to continue doing the main line out here. So it probably means all this was rubbish and probably didn't need to be kept. All right, can I remove? Can I remove everything? All right, I need to have the trains, the train stations at least. I need to have my rock station be this long. Can I cancel that? Can I remove the straight thing? Cool, and can I get you to go to there? And then, do I want room behind this? I want some room, but how much room is the question? And I also need to dodge this dirt hill if possible. Okay, can I then change you to be green? Can I come through to here? And then can I join into that? Okay, so close, but then you quit at the last second. Great, all right, that works there. All right, can I have our next station? You can plug into here. You can plug into here as well. You can plug into here. And you can plug into here. Okay, I have those stations. That's going to be one for rock and then one for each of the resources. And that should be all I need. Obviously, I need to have, some mining infrastructure over here as well. Oh, no. Can I get the train tracks built? Because I don't potentially want to have the stations because the stations mean I don't pay maintenance on them, but I definitely pay workers. Can I get that built? Can I get that built as well? All right, so we can get this part done. You just cost me nothing. Okay, can I delete that? And then I've copied and pasted that like 10 times. So can I rename all those? And that shall be our start. All right, so this is going to be a way for me to load resources. Unfortunately, my iron's all the way over here, so it's going to be a little bit of an adventure to get the iron over here. But we have belts, we have buckets, we can definitely make sure that happens. All right, Andrew has no fuel. It's because I cut off the fuel line. And I don't have a fuel vehicle over here. Can you come over here, please? Yeah, that would probably help. Oh, actually, okay. Whatever, we're going to assign a vehicle there. All right, tree planner is finding a destination it can reach. What the hell? Why are you going there? More importantly, why can't you reach it? Oh. Okay. Actually, no. You can drive over the bridge. Oh, you can't fit under this. Oh, okay. You're at height 3. Okay, can I remove that? It's little things. Can I put in a flat lift here? That's height 3. Can I go from here to here? Oh, well, actually, how wide's that gap? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles. No, 5 tiles is fine. Okay, can I do that? All right, tree planner. Can you now work out how to drive under that? You say no. I have a feeling that tree planners need 4 tiles worth of height. Where is vehicle depot? You need 4 tiles. You need 4 tiles, and you need 4 tiles. That's a shame. All right. In that case, can I put this box? Yep. Go away. You're a copy paste. You have all the important details. Can I get you built? And can I get a transport belt, please? There to there. No. You're going so well. There to there to the green thing, not to the other belt. Thank you. All right, build. Cool. Can I get you, with the power of uni, to be deleted and go on somewhere else? I don't care where you go, but it's in some other box. That solves that problem. All right. So let's play tree sapling. That's fine because we just did that. I don't know. Pause. Oh no, you actually planted yourself in. Wow. Okay. All right. Recover. Well done, tree planner. Okay. Maybe we're not planting trees down there. All So that solves that problem, and now I need a couple of trains. But before I do a couple of trains, I want to do one other thing. Yeah, I've done my best. Done my best in a lot of locations, not have any trains crossing one another, but I do need to have one train track cross one other train track. I need to bring a train track out here. After I come out here, I want to go to probably about here, and then I want to get down to the ground as fast as possible. Do I have enough room? Definitely not. Okay. Can I come... Okay, can we go back to height 6? 6, thank you. Then can I get down to the ground? Alright, once I get to the ground, can I have a nice sharp turn? Nice sharp turn brings me to here. Then can I promptly run into another post? Can I remove you? Cool. And then can I bring a little bit of track out here? I just need a little bit of track, and once the train's finished doing this, actually no, let's get our train pieces in. Okay, can I get, no, trains, buildings, station. All right, I need to have a station here. You need to have, technically you need to have fuel. Fuel is probably local, we can probably work that out, and then can I have a loose module? Can I get a second loose module? I can get a second loose module. Great. All right, this is going to be a tiny itty bitty train, an itty bitty tiny witty train. And you need to join back on the main line. It does mean that right this section, I have the tracks crossing one another, which is something I've done. I've gone out of my way to avoid doing up until now. But can you please go there? Like, you're meant to be able to hold control for it just to, you know, do the connecty thing that I needed to do. But it definitely doesn't want to do the connecty thing. So can I hold shift? Cool. All right. So I need to have this bit of track, this tiny bit of track to have a tiny little station, because I need you to be slag drop off. Cool. And can I set you to be unloading of slag? Why? Because I have slag up at the gold mine, and it's been sitting there for ages. And oh, actually, I have my 3 extra tracks. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I have... Oh, actually. Can I have 5? Thank you. Can I have 5? Alright. I have slag up the gold mine. And the gold mine's been, you know, being trucked down here for a very, very long time. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to automate that with the train. Because we have slag going literally right here. And then being shipped off on said ship. And being exchanged for a whole lot of sour water. The sour water, of course, we get certain fertilizer, which keeps the farms doing fine, but I would prefer it if I didn't have to truck that stuff down anymore. So I didn't have this built. This is going to be our very first station. It's also going to be our very first train. So can I get that done? Oh, can I not get that done? Thank you. All right. Can I go to here? This is where our slag is. So I need to pick up slag from here. What I want to do is I'm going to have a train track, and I want you to be at height 6, and I need you to join onto the main line. Great. I also need to come from here, and I need you to come into this. And if I hold control, you should flip the other way. Yes, you do this time. Cool. Can you do that as well? Can I set direction? You're going to be multi-directional. And can I bring this to, well, here. Oh, actually, no. You definitely cannot put the pillar. Please, can we do that again? You cannot put the pillar in the middle of my arch. Really? There you go. In the middle of my arch, so big diggy boys can get through. Can you come to... Hello? Shift. Oh. Thank you. Shift. Alright, can you come to here, and then to there, and then can I come to here, and can you turn off shift mode? Yep, you can go to there, and to here, and here, and then we're just going to come down to ground level. I don't care about the speed of this train. It's fine. It's a tiny little train that's going to move probably not too often, so I'm not too worried about any of the things that I'm doing. And then can I have a station that looks similar to this? All right, can I drag this, and can I put this here? Yep. Can I grab you? Can I put you... Okay. Can I cut this? Oh, can I put the station in first? And then can I bring this back to... So close. Yet so far. Can I put you there? Oh. Can we run you into you? Perfect. All right. So this is going to be our little slag station. I do need to get diesel up here, which actually I have right here. Cool. Can I grab diesel? Pipe, T1. Can I grab a T1 pipe and bring you... Come. Alright, can you get to here? And then can you do a flippy and plug in there? Great. Alright, so we've at least plugged fuel in at one end. Can I have all of that be built? And can I have all of this be built? Cool. Alright, this is going to be a simple train. Very simple train. It's going to be a simple, well, 2, 3, 2, I hope. Do I leave enough room? 11 tiles. I left just enough room. Yeah, 2, 3, 2. That's gonna be our plan. All right, I need you to get diesel as well. In theory, diesel is here. Can I take a 60 pipe and can I go, well, actually from here up to height 5 and yep, and then can I just plug into height 4 and into that. Fine, that works for me. Great. Can I get that plugged in? All right, so we now have fuel. And now I just need a tube. All right, so can we get our first tube? This one's gonna be, like I said, a special one. I need to scrap this train first off, which gives me 1 locomotive and 25 hoppers. Great. Can I get a new train? It is gonna be, actually, can we get a new line? Can I get a new line to start with? We're gonna call this one, very, very important, JD's double ender, because it's a special train. And we're gonna give you the color, oh, well, the mark of slag, because you're just gonna be moving around slag. And can I get you apply the product color? I don't know what the product color does. Line color to train cars. Can I do that one? Product color to line. Yeah, I still don't know what that does. Can I have, I don't know, what's slag like? I'll do. All right. Can I get a new stop? All right. New stop is going to be, I need you to come, well, technically, I need you to come to the loading first. Can you go there? Can I have you add full? I want, well, filter, slag. Okay, I can either choose a specific product or I can just say all products. I also can filter slag if I want. I like filtering slag just so I can see it here. It's just a preference thing. All right, then can I add a stop? And the other stop is gonna be here. When you get here, I want you to be at a department condition empty. If you're not full and you're not empty, you can't leave. That's it. Nice and simple. All right. Then I need to have a train. Cool. Can we close you and have a train? All right. I need a diesel, and then 3 hoppers, and then a diesel and a diesel. I'm going to flip these. It's purely a cosmetic thing, but this is going to be our single double-headed train. Well, double head. It's technically a double head and a double-ended train. It's a double-headed, double-ended train. This is Jetty's double-head, double-ended train. It's a special one. Can I get you built? Now, because I've already built the wagons, we already start off half built, which is very, very handy. Cool. Can I get, now I have you, I do have to load the diesel back into the locomotives. The diesel that was in the first train that I built, that I scrapped, I just lose the diesel. I don't get the diesel back. I really wish we had got the diesel back, like it sat in a storage in here and then we could just load the diesel back onto the train, but it doesn't quite work like that. And I also need you, and technically you to be faster. Because what's actually holding us up is I cannot get the resources in fast enough because the 60 belt is just slightly too slow for what this builds at. So you need to pay for a 200 belt. Also, you still have no wood. At all. Pretty one, please. Cool. Alright, so that's going to be our very first train. JD's double-ender, double slag train. And you should, once you get built, get on the tracks and start moving our stuff around. First thing I need to do is come to here. Can I get slag? Can I get a... Come on, I just need T1. T1. Alright, can I get T1? Can I come out? Can I come to there? I can wrap around in front if I want, or I can go right over the top through the middle. Let's go right over the top through the middle. Can Can I get a U-shaped lift? Can we go here? Can I raise you up to height 5? Can I put this... Awkward? Oh, even worse. The unloading's on the other side. There's more trucks picking up slag right now. Oh, and that was only height 4. Oh no, it was at height 5. I just need to go over a pipe. Okay. Can I have you come to here? Okay, I need to go down to height 4, and then I know you can go over. There. Actually, maybe you need to be height 5 to go over. Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, height 5, and then we go over. Okay, height 5 and over. Great. Can I have you go height 5, height 5, height 5. Great. Can I have this lift? Can I have put this lift right here? And then flip. And I'm not going to do anything special. We're just going to be shoving it. Oh. Load. Thank you. Tell your friends. Alright, we're going to be shoving it into here and into here and into here. I'm not going to be doing any balancing, anything like that. As far as I'm concerned, as long as the slag gets loaded onto said train, I'm sold. And you output 60 slag. We only have one of you running currently, so a 60 belt should be fine. I do want to drag this up. Can I turn off that for a second? And then can I drag that to, well, here potentially. If it fills up that much and the train hasn't done something, that's probably a problem. Do I want to load it fast and 60? I'm going to need to load it fast and 60 purely because eventually, well, when the train leaves, no, when the train leaves, we can still load the modules. So I guess I don't need to do it. I don't need to upgrade it. But I'm going to upgrade it anyway. Yep. All right. Train depot has a train which cannot find its way to get to somewhere. Cool. Is all the track built? Yes. Why can't you get from A to B? Cannot find path. Okay, you're going to slag drop off and then slag drop off. Okay, this is slag pickup. Uh-huh. Maybe that should have the word slag up front. Okay, so you can't get here. Why can't you get here? So set direction. That's all multi-direction. That's all multi-direction. This is single direction out. This is single direction back. Can I do remove non-stops? So I don't care if trains stop here because they never will. So we're going to remove all those. Okay, down to here. This is all connected. This is all connected. That's all connected. That's connected. I'm assuming that's connected. That is definitely not connected. Cool. Can I have a piece of track that goes from there to there? Can I have a piece of track that goes from there to there? I like it when it's a nice, hard problem to solve. Okay. Choo. We have a Choo. We have train number 2 is our first Choo. And you are on the rails running, as we can see, 80 kilometers per hour. That's what I want to see. You need to go up. No. What? Whoa. We're going to slag drop off. Well, fine. We're going to slag drop off first. All right. 80 kilometers through here, 80 kilometers. I didn't look. All right, pause. Can we go back to you? U-train. No, it has max speed forward and backward. Cool. All right, because there used to be a limitation because trains were going backward, blah, blah, blah. Speed on it is whatever. Problem is it's solved. All right, so you're going to go to the drop-off first, which is pretty pointless because you've got nothing to drop off. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. We can make sure that we definitely fit into this station. We do. And then we can leave again and head back the opposite direction. And if we follow you, so you're going to have a little bit of an issue getting up that first hill. This hill should be fine. We shouldn't lose any speed. We're going to max out throttle. That's fine. And then across here, still max speed, still max speed. That's what we like to see. Max speed as well. I really wish that the Pathfinder showed you the speed of the tracks so you could actually have an indication of some way to get the speed of the tracks after you built the train tracks. Yes, because trying to work out what speed a corner is, unless you've played a whole lot of Capital Industry and made a whole lot of train tracks, trying to work out at what exact speed things are can be very difficult. Like, I know this is a sharp corner, but I'd really like it if this showed in red, or like a red outline, so I had an indication that I need to slow down to 40, which is gonna be unfortunate. I don't really want you to slow down to 40, but you know, I want a sharp corner. So that means you should get off here. This has the weird hatching on it because this is it's exclusive zone. Only one train can be allowed on this track at one time. So it means I can't expand this. I can't put a second train on this track at all. But you are empty of slag, which is what I want to see. You have 240 each one of you. You should be picking up, well, technically, you should be picking up more than 120, but I haven't added the boost back in. And then you have a little bit of a problem getting up the hill. But once you're up the hill, you should be getting back to max speed. Actually, you're going to have to slow down for that corner. No, I don't think I need to increase the speed of that corner. No, I don't really need to. Okay. You should be flying through here. You're going to have to slow down for this corner that I know about. Maybe I can change that to be a faster corner. Actually, let's see if we can do that. Okay, can I remove this? Can I go from here to here? Can I change F? Okay. That would be better if the sharp piece was at the other end. Okay, can I have that? And then can I delete that part? Yeah, I know. No, you're gonna fall over. Like that. Can I get... Okay, you're unsupported. You're unsupported because I need to put a pillar here. No. Here. No. Okay. Pillar. Remove that one. Remove that one. I need to put a pillar under this bit of track. Okay, can I put a pillar over there? Can I remove that pillar? No. Put a pillar there. Can I remove that pillar? Okay, can I put a pillar? Let's build you. Let's see if you still want to fall over. You do. Okay. Can I put you? From here. No, you don't want to move it all now. Okay, alright, can we do more flattening? Can I put that there, can I put that there, can I put that there, can I put that there. This doesn't have trash. That's the only thing I can give it. Ghost train tracks fall over, they leave ghost trash. Which I'm all for. Okay, I can't get to, actually I can get to that. Can I go train tracks, give me a pillar. Can I put the pillar there? Can I remove that pillar? Can I then put a balancer here? Cool. Alright, so all the ground has been leveled back out. Okay. Okay, I have a different option. No, that's the only option you want to give me. Fine, I'll take the shitty option. Okay, there to there. Alright, can I get that built? And then I have some of these. Okay, so we need to go train tracks that direction. And you go that direction. I need that to change as well. And I can remove that and that. What it matters. Also, I can remove that and that. At least that means when the train comes through here, it has from here to here to accelerate to full speed. All right, and where's our train? Where's our Choo? There's our Choo right there. Okay, you get to drop off, what's that, 240, 360 slag into here. I haven't built the belts at this end, which that should be fairly easy. Where's that slag belt? The slag belt's there. Okay, can I get a belt out to there, and height 3? You look like a height 3. You are a height 3. Great. Can I have you go from yep, you there, you there, you there, and build that. Alright, that's our first tube. Our first tube is delivering our slag. As long as my belts can move 360 slag out of these per minute, I'm sold. I really don't need you to go much faster. Turns out I need more places to dump dirt. Actually, I can come out one more tile. 2 more tiles. Okay, can we put dirt all the way through there? And all the way through there. Cool. Can I remove that dig zone? And, oh, actually, can I put a ramp here? It's going to be probably very important in about 4 seconds. Yeah. Oh, no, they got out. All right. So we now have a tube. Also, I have, have the salt bucket backed up. Cool, we've made too much brine. I have a chew. I also have all the infrastructure down here to have multiple chews, which means the next episode we're getting into chews. We're getting into chews in a big way. I need to set up a brand new iron mine down here. I need to possibly set up a sand mine, not too distant future. Copper, we have plenty. We have this giant mine out here. Iron is really going to be the only concern, and honestly, with the clearing crew out here helping, in air quotes, yeah, iron's not too much of an issue either. So, which means we can look on to our next train track. Our next train track is with our trains all the way out here. We already know how we're going to build a station. I can look at bauxite. Bauxite's probably going to be the next thing we need to encounter and cover. But first off, I need to get the infrastructure built out here for, well, all this. Also, I need to deal with a high supply of canola, which could be very bad, actually. No, actually, that's really simple. You duplicate, and duplicate, because I don't have enough cooking oil. No, the machines don't use up much of the available space. Okay, can I get that done? All right, cool. That'll fill up the cooking oil and then hopefully solve my canola problem. But that means I'm gonna leave this episode here. We are progressing. We now have a chew, and more chews are definitely on the way. But with all that said and done, I'm gonna leave this video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed the great chew, and I will see you in the next episode with more chew. Much more chew. All right, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Bye.